So if you're single and you're a part of hookup culture, if you're a person like me who does believe in wearing condoms in every encounter, you tend to run into a lot of the same problems with guys. It becomes the same script, different cast. That I don't want to wear condoms. I don't want to use condoms. I'm safe. I'm protected. I get tested. Let's not use condoms. It's almost like they're all reading from the same manual. But what happens when you stand firm to your boundaries and say, no, I will not have sex without a condom? I kind of want to discuss how these guys treat you, how they make you feel. Why you would think that they would respect you more for having boundaries and standards, but they kind of look down upon you. Or at least they act like they do. Now, is that just a manipulation trick to try to get you to do what they want you to do? Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I don't have all the answers, but we can talk about it. So, we need to gossip for a second. Because this is a reoccurring issue that keeps coming up in my life. So, I'm wondering if other people are experiencing the same thing. And if you are, maybe you can share your experiences with me and we can maybe chat about it. First off, my message would be to any gay man or younger gay man watching me, I would recommend you not having unprotected sex with any man. And I'll say it again, I would recommend you not having unprotected sex with any man. Do not take the condom off with these Negroes. Yep, that's what this video is about. So, a little bit about me in case you're new. I'm 28 years old, black gay male, never been in a relationship, never had a boyfriend. I have hooked up quite a bit. In my hookup stage, I have always worn condoms. So me personally, at 28 years old, I've never had sex with a man without a condom. So I don't know how it feels to have unprotected sex. And I made a rule to myself and a vow to myself that I would not take the condom off until I was in a committed relationship. And as I told you, at 28, I have not been in a committed relationship yet. So for me, safe sex and protection means always wearing a condom. Now, whatever safe sex and protection means to you, I encourage you to do that. So now, my method of using condoms has always worked for me. It has kept me safe and it has kept me free of all the things. So now within our culture, and I'm going to speak specifically about black men because those are the men that I mingle and deal with and have sex with. And everybody that I know who has sex with black men. Black men do not want to wear condoms. None of them, and this is not exclusive to gay men, straight men, bisexual. Black men in general don't want to wear condoms. So in my experience, the guys will wear them because I provide them and I bring them and I make it a requirement. But they give me a lot of pushback and they don't want to wear it. They make it very known that it's not something that they do. It's not something that they want to do. So let me get to the point. Because it's happened to me twice within the last few months. So about a month and a half ago, this guy who I kind of hook up with from time to time. Again, I'm single, so I really don't have sex that much. But when I do, you know, it is what it is. So mind you, me and him haven't hooked up in months. So he hits me up, we're communicating. We're going to have some fun. We're going to hook up. Mind you, we've always worn condoms because, as I'll say again, I always wear condoms. So this particular time, you know, we're texting back and forth. We're talking, planning things. And he's telling me how he doesn't want to wear a condom this time. And I'm like, no, I'm not okay with that. My requirement is that I wear condoms. First of all, you're not my man. You're not my boyfriend. We don't even have consistent sex. We haven't had sex in months. Girl, no, it's not happening. So then he proceeds to start telling me, well, when we have oral sex, we don't wear condoms. And that's a higher risk than us having the anal. And I was like, first of all, you sound dumb as hell. So, to someone who's not took the time and done the research and educated themselves on STDs and STIs, they may just take that and run with it. But for someone like me who has done the research, who have had conversations with the activists and the people who test me when I go to the clinics to get tested every 6 months, who has sat at STD and STI panels at Pride events before, I know that to be untrue. So then we start having a conversation. I'm like, yes, there is a risk when we participate in oral sex and don't wear a condom. But he specifically brought up HIV. And just like I told him, there's only maybe a 1% chance that could be passed through oral sex, and there's literally no cases of it ever being passed through oral sex. But my point to him was, that's not the only thing I would be concerned with. That's not the only STD or STI out here. And regardless of the fact, I'm not taking off the condom for you. Why wasn't the no, I'm not comfortable with this enough for him? Why did he have to keep pressuring me? And he's not the first person. I've been through this before. And in my journey, it just seems like, first of all, like I said, none of these guys want to wear condoms. I've had so much pushback from guys about wearing condoms till it's ridiculous. I've had the conversation so many times. I've had people beg me. I've had people think they were educating me on why it would be okay for us to not. Like, no. And it's always the same line. Oh, I'm clean. I get tested. That's why I'm particular about who I have sex with. Those words mean nothing to me. Because guess what? Everybody can say those same words out their mouth. The same way they all say it. There's never any proof or evidence behind it. Like me, someone who does get tested every 6 months. I have evidence. I have paperwork. I have proof that I could show you if I wanted to take that step and take the condom off, which is I don't, because you're not my man. But where would be your proof? Like, if that's something you want me to believe and be comfortable with and you wanted me to consider, show me. But it never gets that far. It's always the talk. But yeah, so we're going back and forth about that. I laid down the line, hey, it's not happening. That's not something that I want to do. So he just stops responding. And he never hit me back up. Mind you, we were supposed to link up that night. This was a few hours before we were supposed to hang out. So in my eyes, I'm like, I feel like I dodged a motherfucking bullet. So to me, as someone who has been sexually active, who has not been in a relationship, but has always protected themselves the best way they knew how, the thought of you just wanting to have unprotected sex with any and everybody depreciates your value in my mind, if that makes sense. You become less attractive to me because I look at it like this. First of all, I know you don't consider me any better than anybody else you having sex with, so don't act like you hold me to any higher standard than any other random man or woman, whoever you're having sex with outside of me. So with that being said, if you're asking me to not wear a condom, I can only assume that you're doing the same thing with those people. Again, you're not going to make me think that you just care so much more about me than them because, like I said, these are not men that I'm dating. And then I also start to wonder, well, maybe you do have something. Maybe you're trying to give me something. Maybe you're trying to, and I know it's bad, but those are things that go through my mind. I don't understand why people's boundaries aren't respected, even when we're in hookup culture. I respect the fact that you say you don't prefer to wear condoms. Okay, cool. That doesn't mean that I am going to not wear a condom with you. That means that's your preference, but guess what? When you have sex with me, you will wear a condom. And if that's not cool with you, then we just don't have sex. But when I say that I don't have unprotected sex, it's never that same respect. You feel me? It isn't reciprocated. It's always, well, nobody else makes me wear, and I don't buy them, and da-da-da. You can't, I don't give a damn about what the next person doesn't make you do. I really don't. I ain't them and they ain't me. Now let's get into that. If the next motherfucker want to let you go up in them without a condom, that's on them. Guess what? Me, it ain't happening. And I suggest, if you're young and you're listening to me, I suggest you have that same attitude. Yeah, so then recently had an encounter with someone who I kind of hook up with off and on. So, thing about being single with me now that I'm a little in my older 20s, I'm 28, like, I prefer to stick to the same people when having sex because I am single. So, what I mean by that is I may go a while without sex until I can link up with someone that I have already linked up with, you know? I don't feel like that, or new body. Some of the girls do now. I know girls way older than me that's still new body. And I'm not saying a new body is a bad thing. But anyways, in my most recent encounter, he did not want to wear a condom. And I found myself having the same conversation again. Like, oh my gosh. Same script, different cast. Literally, same script, different cast. I had to go back and forth with him, but eventually, I explained to him that I got the best condoms in the game. And he put it on and he dealt with it. But you could tell he did not want to wear it. But once they realize ain't budging, they gonna do what it need to be done, or it just ain't happening. But I would love to know, like, do you all have the same experience when dealing with guys if you are single? Maybe if you're in a relationship, like, do people give you so much pushback when it comes to condoms? Because I'm not going to lie. I won't lie. My feelings was a little hurt about that little piece just not responding. That was my little chocolate piece, okay? And we had a pretty good time. So I'm like, it sucks, but standards and boundaries are more important than what you want. I don't care. Hey, let me know what you think. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll talk to you next time.